All right, everybody. What's up, guys? So, welcome to the recap show of week one scores and highlights and all of everything in between. And we get to see what really happened here. We actually had some pretty interesting scores. We had two games that were decided by 3 points or less. We had two blowouts. We had one fairly competitive game and then one complete upset that was just wacky. So we'll go through all of those. We'll kind of look at them. I'll kind of give a little quick synopsis on each of them. Kind of give you my ideas on them. Avery's still out of pocket over there in Brussels. Mike just made it back, but he just is trying to catch up on all work, so he's just too swamped to get involved with any of this stuff right now. Maybe with the preview, week two preview, we'll actually be able to get everybody involved. That would be a lot more fun. Instead of just listening to one person drone on and on and on and on. So, to prevent that, let's go ahead and jump into our first game. We'll talk about the blowouts first, because blowouts are blowouts, and there's not much to say about blowouts other than, hey, one team scored a lot and one didn't score as much. First one we'll talk about is the Spencer Strasbourg Clients and Ninja Assassins. I did say that Ninja Assassins were going to win this one here, and he's going to put it up on Avery in week one, and in true Ninja Assassin's fashion, he put up 126 points and won week one's top score in the league. Congratulations on that. He was projected for 86 points, scored 126, so a plus 40 in the category there. Not much to say here, really. I mean, he got huge production out of Christian McCaffrey, Dalvin Cook, T.Y. Hilton, and then Mahomes did what Mahomes did all of last year and put up pretty good numbers there. On Avery's team, Spencer Strasbourg's Clients, it was highs and lows for him. He had Aaron Jones that did nothing, Brandon Cooks that did nothing, Mike Evans that did nothing, O.J. Howard that did nothing. And unfortunately, that's what happened in that Tampa Bay, San Francisco game and in that Green Bay, Chicago game. And there you go. All four of those guys pretty much showed up in those games. So it is what it is. If the Eagles ended up losing to the Redskins, then I'm sure Avery would have been more than happy to take the L in fantasy for his Redskins team to actually pull out the victory on the Eagles. But as it was, neither came to fruition for him. So better luck next week, Avery. To talk about the next blowout, we're going to talk about Miller High Life going against the Mud Monkeys. Pretty much as we expected here. Miller High Life, I didn't quite expect 101 points from him over their 65 projected, so that was a nice 36-point boost there, or plus for him. So it's a very, very good production. He got some big jumps out of Chris Carson, David Johnson, and Amari Cooper, along with Delaney Walker. Delaney Walker and Amari Cooper are probably the two big surprises for him, team. Just because Amari Cooper with the plantar fasciitis, whether or not he was actually going to be at full go to start the season, well, it looks like he is. And Delaney Walker and that wacky, wild game over there with Tennessee and Cleveland, my goodness, I guess it's just more of the same over there with the Browns. We'll have to see in week two whether they can get out of that slump or not. As far as the Mud Monkeys, I mean, they really took it on the chin with Cam Newton. Cam Newton put up a big goose egg for them. At least they would have been a little bit more competitive with a nice performance from Cam, but it's starting to look more and more like that shoulder might be fried for him. That being said, he does have Dak Prescott waiting in the wings, so the shift over wouldn't be necessarily a bad, won't be a difficult one for him for week two. But again, getting ahead of myself, it's not a predictions show, it's a recap. So it's going to be nice and quick. The two other games, well, the other one that was fairly competitive that I was wrong on was the Narwhals and the Nuts. I did say that I thought Mike's team would actually pull it out there. Again, the Cleveland-Tennessee game rearing its ugly head in his scoring, with Baker Mayfield only putting up 3 points. I was quite surprised that he did end up playing Curtis Samuel when he had Marlon Mack just explode on his bench for 20 points. I don't know. It's a philosophy where if it's the number one running back versus a number two or number three wide receiver, I tend to want to play the number one running back regardless. The Nuts were looking very, very vulnerable for a while there until DeAndre Hopkins and Kittle showed up and saved his bacon. Of course, Brady putting up 19 points doesn't hurt. I mentioned this to Mike that with Sunil's team, he was projected for 86. He only got 80. Mike was projected for 74. Only got 73. So this is the true competitive game in this slate for week one. The thing about Sunil's team is that with that three-headed monster he's got between Beckham, Hopkins, and Adams, you're going to be trying to do like Keanu Reeves in the Matrix, trying to dodge bullets to try and dodge all three of those guys and actually come out of it with a wing. His team's going to be nasty going forward, and I'm curious to see how many weekly top scores he gets. We're going to talk about the other team, the other incorrect prediction that I had, and that was my team taking on Greenlight for Breezes. So I ended up overall going 4-2 on the week, which is pretty good. I mean, if I was a gambling man, which I am to a degree, I would take those odds any day. But Greenlight won 82 to 71. I was projected for 69. I got 71. He was projected for 50 and got 82. So that was a 32 point swing for him. 26 of that 32 showing up in Deshaun Jackson alone. Again, with that wild Washington-Philadelphia week one game. I mean, goodness gracious, what are you going to do, though? I mean, really, he had two huge guys explode for 46 points for over half of his total between TJ Hawkinson, the rookie, which I specifically said I don't know that I would play him because he's a rookie and rookie tight ends don't do well. Well, I'm eating those words. Well done to Greenlight. If you want to pull that horseshoe out of your butt, because you definitely have it crammed up there like crazy. Over on my side, I mean, it was lackluster, to say the least. Gurley is a curiosity, although the numbers, as far as usage and that sort of thing, bear out that it should have been a much more productive day than it was. David Montgomery, again, with that Chicago-Green Bay game, and Cooper Kupp just kind of being flat, I think, in the end, are what ended up costing me. To talk about the two games that were the closest, we'll talk about Bad Hombres and Emperor John first. They were decided by 3 points. Congratulations to Bad Hombres winning their first game in the league. They had a big performance from Derrick Henry from that Cleveland, Tennessee game with 22 points. Not sure that you'll be able to see that again through the remainder of the year. I'm sure they're hoping he does, but that'll be a tough one to replicate. It was only a 3-point difference between the scores here, 77 to 74. Emperor John was projected for 60, got 74, anchored by the rookie Josh Jacobs. And Bad Hombres were projected for 69 and got 77, anchored, like I said previously, by Derrick Henry. They also had excellent performances by Keenan Allen and Carson Wentz. Again, we keep coming. You're noticing a trend here. The Tennessee-Cleveland game and the Philadelphia-Washington game seem to have a strong thread through all 6 of these games and really decided a lot for a lot of these teams. It's at least 4 games there that it had a profound effect, those 2 games, which is interesting to see. But, that's what happens in fantasy football. Congratulations again to Bad Hombres and John. Oh, so close. I gotta question the idea, again, like I was saying before. Sure, you got Ronald Jones. He's the number 1 running back, and sure, he only got you 4 points. But Kumaro is at best a 4th wide receiver for Green Bay, and you lost by 3. That 4-point swing, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. I think that's going to be a tiger chasing his tail all year long for John over there with the Emperor John team. And it brings us to our last game, where we had the Smashing Neurons taking on the West Stains Massive. I did protect Kelly to win this one, just didn't think it would be this close. Only 2 points separated these two teams. Dorsey's team put up a good fight, but yet again, the tail of the goose egg and too many points left on the bench are going to be his downfall there. He did run. He had Brita with 1 point, Sony Michel with 0 points, and Vance McDonald, the tight end, because he decided to go with two tight ends with 4 points. On his bench, he had Larry Fitzgerald with 16, Emmanuel Sanders with 12, and Sammy Watkins with 36 points sitting on his bench. The good old Lizard King himself. He's I doubt that that's going to be the status quo going forward. Kelly, on the other hand, had a solid performance all the way around, with the exception of Tyreek Hill going down with the collarbone. It'll be interesting to see how long he'll actually be out, but probably 4 weeks would be my guess. But Kelly, being a doctor, would probably have a better idea or slightly more accurate guess or prognosis for how long he actually will probably be out. Jared Goff putting up only 5 points. Whenever your quarterback puts up less than 10 points, it tends to be an Achilles heel, and you really struggle overall. The league is set up where quarterbacks scoring between 10 and 14 points is pretty much the standard, and if you don't get 10 points at least out of your quarterback, you're really going to be hurting for points no matter what the rest of your roster does, unless it explodes, obviously. But for the most part, that's a huge difference right there. Better luck next time, Dorsey, and well, I already see that you've got Watkins in your roster there for next week. So, all right, fellas. Anyway, I'm going to wrap it up there. Like I said, I'm going to make it short and sweet because it's just a recap for the week. Next time, I'll have the other guys around, so we'll be able to do a little bit more banter, that sort of thing. Overall, being 4-2 on the week, not bad. I can give you a little bit of a preview for the projection show. We're going to be talking about rosters and how they're shaping up so far. Going into week 2, we're going to look at injuries that have come out and allegations, legal issues, and that sort of thing that have come up. Things that pertain to what team is going to be hindered the most. Here's a hint: it's mine, my team. I am toast. I am in trouble. I am in deep, deep trouble. Anyway, questions will be made or asked, and answers will be given. Will they be the correct ones? Who knows? We're all here, have fun, make our guesses, and laugh at those that are wrong, namely me. But what are you going to do? Anyway, guys, appreciate it. We'll get back to you in the prediction show. Y'all take it easy, and catch you next time.